Hello, this is the Ashley Corinne, also known as Corinne Wednesday. And this video is brought to you by Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, also known as Tifa, depending on your current dialect. Now, I want to make a video about transgenderism. And I know I haven't been making a lot of videos lately, and it's because, quite frankly, I don't give a fuck. But I was just now watching a video by Ben Shapiro, who is like totally straight. About gender roles, gender diversity, and whatnot. Now, I want to set a couple things straight. And this is just a fucking random pixie dream vlog. But I want to set a couple things straight about gender identity. Okay. First of all, gender identity is on a spectrum. Okay. And first of all, I want to make it clear that I'm not a lefty, okay? I'm not a liberal, I'm not a Democrat, I'm also not a conservative, I'm an independent. Yes, we exist. You know, I vote by conscience, not by party. But there was something that Ben Shapiro said in the video that I was just watching, which sparked this whole fucking maelstrom, is you know, people on the right, conservatives, they always talk about you know, gender normativity in the sense that hold on. Ooh. Sorry. Had to exercise a couple of demons there. They say, well, gender is a biological fact. Oh, pardon me. A couple other demons. They say gender is a biological fact. You're either XX or XY. And Brian, fuck himself, Fisher. If you don't know who Brian Fisher is, good. Fucking. But the thing is, biology is a lot more complex. Biology is probably the most complex, and I'm not a scientist. I always have to qualify this by saying that I'm not a scientist, okay? I don't have a fucking PhD. I have a PhD in fuck yourself. I don't have a PhD in any sort of, you know, formal education sense. I have a K-12 education. But that doesn't mean that I don't study things on my own. And when it comes to transgenderism, because I am transgender, in case you missed that. When it comes to transgenderism, there hasn't been the scientific will behind it, or I should say the financial will behind it. Because if you're a scientist, unless you're self-funded, you know, you're not like, if you're like, I'm going to study transgenderism and try to understand or, you know, get more evidence on a biological basis for transgenderism, you're not going to, you know, unless, like I said, unless you're fucking Rockefeller and you're self-funded, you're not gonna fucking do that, because you need to go to people, and you need to go to people who have money and be like, hey, I'm gonna do this research study and blah blah blah, and you need to fund it and stuff like that. It just doesn't fucking work that way. And so for transgenderism, there hasn't been enough, by a long shot, there hasn't been enough study on it. I mean, fuck, we're barely getting around to understanding why people are homosexual. But I want to draw your attention to, when it comes to transgenderism, um, a study that was done, and I'll link it downstairs in the show notes. But there was a study that was done where they did MRI scans, brain scans of, and they had heterosexual males, heterosexual females, homosexual males, and people who were either transgender or transsexual. And by the way, little side note: transsexual means you've gone or you have gone through or are going through the sex change process. But transgender is just, it's anyways, I don't have time to explain that. You can look it up. But in what they found, so they scanned, and sadly enough there wasn't any trans males, FTMs. If you understand the, female-bodied people who were transitioning to male bodies, they didn't have any of them included in the study, probably because they didn't have enough money, or they just didn't have any subjects. But because if you do MRI scans with males and females, there's a difference. There's a difference between the male and female brain because of how it develops. And I'm not a neurologist. I couldn't, give you all the details. But basically, what they saw with those brain scans when they had MTF, male to female, transsexuals, is that their brains were more female than male. Meaning the MRI scans were more closely represented with female brains than they were with male brains. So let's see how much time we got. A couple minutes. Okay. Then I'll conclude with this. And I don't mean to be hateful. I don't mean to be, I don't mean to spout so much animosity. But it just sort of comes naturally from the situation. Is when you get these conservative, and by the way, if you have children, take them out of the room right now. These conservative sons of bitches who think that they can fuck with people like me. And it's not that I'm gonna fucking hurt anyone. It's just that those fucking bitches don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They speak of things which they do not know. I get fucking cisgender people telling me all fucking day long, especially on the right, not so much on the left, but especially on the right, telling me that there's something fucking wrong with me. No, maybe there's something fucking wrong with you, you fucking bitch. And I'm pissed off. And I'm not going to hold it against them necessarily as people unless they fucking piss me off, in which case, you never know. But I'm not going to hurt anyone. Society's fucked. Anyways, this is the Ashley Corinne peacing out. Fucking love y'all. Except for you fucking transphobic sons of